Welcome, brothers. Today, ah, today, today is a manly day for all of us. Today is the day that you will see only if you tried, but today it will be the day that you will see your muscle inflate like you never seen them. Today we talk about a technique not used enough and not mentioned enough in the world of fitness. I'm gonna tell you a little story how I've known this technique, how I've got used to it, and how I got to use it and built, like, I've lost this muscle mass, but not all of it. Like, this technique makes your muscle mass grow and take a lot less time to tone down. Like, you don't lose this mass as fast enough as if you were doing like I don't know how to tell this, but this muscle mass is hard to lose. It's harder to lose. Most people lose their muscle mass really fast, and when I've used this technique, I feel like I didn't lose as much as I was supposed to while doing this recovery for myself. So I got a friend. I know him for I don't know, too long. He's an old friend of mine, and you know when you have a close friend like that you know for a long time, at some point in your life you two will separate ways. Some people keep with those friends for super long, and I don't know why, but they stick with them. But if you have your own life and you have your own professional ways and all of that, and you don't go the same way as he will go, you will part ways. So we've been parting way for a long time, and then we met each other and we talk again and we do things. And he presented to me one of his friends. We'll call him Bob. It's not his real name, by the way, but we'll call him Bob for the moment. And Bob, he's not like the same body type as me, but he's like the more like the buffer types. And he talks to me about the fact that he always had this raw strength in him, but couldn't build this muscle mass that he wanted, and have been to university, and not in university but college. He's been to college, and he have learned about all in those books how to grow muscle mass, and when he was at school that's what he tried to do. And then at some point, Bob told me he had tried everything except one thing, and this thing is a way to do exercise, and he called it maximum strength. That's what the name he gave it. Maximum strength. It's like doing a movement with the exception of doing the movement is whether you take more weight or you take lesser weight, but you do half your movement, then you do the other half, and then you do the complete movement. And the principle of doing maximum strength is to inflate the blood cells in your muscles. You want to pump the muscle at the maximum that you can, so at the end of your movement you're struggling to do it. He told me that. And then at the end, the term of what he was trying to mention me was hypertrophy. I don't know if you heard about hypertrophy, but I think it's the goddamn best exercise that you can do. That's the best technique that you can use to promote your muscle mass. So the keyword here is hypertrophy, or as he called it, as Bob called this, he called it maximum strength. And I prefer a lot more the term maximal strength, because it sounds a lot more like a technique, and it's really what we're trying to acquire here, the maximum, the edge of your muscle work, the limit of your muscles. That's what you're trying to push right there. So there's 5 ways to increase the benefits of your hypertrophy and to make it really a good training, a good technique for your training. So the first one, we called it progressive overload. So the key there is to whether increase the intensity or the resistance. So it's whether you add more weight to your load, like you do more loads on your weight, so you lift more. It's whether that you do more repetition or you shorten the time between your sets. So you take less time to recover between your sets. Because right here we're trying to overload your muscle. Like you try to make it grow. So you're trying to pump as much blood as you can in it. So by reducing the time between your repetition, it gets more hard to pump, so your body has to pump more blood in it, and it by the same way inflate your muscles. So the second one for your hypertrophy training is resistance training. This sequence is more like focusing on a single muscle group. So if I'm doing arms, I'll do just arms. I won't do like arms, back, and I don't know, like leg, and you don't do like multiple muscle group. You're trying to concentrate yourself on one muscle groups. So if you do arms, you do only arms. That would be like something that helps you like being more precise. So in fact, optimizing and understanding how to stimulate your muscles at its optimum like state. So with the third one, we called it volume, because it's the how much repetition that you will do in your training. So in hypertrophy, we try to do like between 8 to 12 repetition by sets. Why? They just like there's studies about it, and they say that's like the key number in it. It will be like between 8 and 12. So if you do a repetition and you can do more than that, and you arrive like at your last movement, and you do it easily, you're not at the right weight for your hypertrophy movement. So you're trying to do at your maximum capacity 12 movement in your set, 12 repetition. That's the maximum that you're trying to achieve. Also, like it's a side tip, you'll have to work your quality of movement, because like you can, yeah, right, you can lift a dumbbell or a bar if you want. You can do like bench press, but if your form is not right, you will probably, I'm not telling that you will, but probably that you will hurt yourself. And most accident happens because the guy doesn't know how to do the movement. If you're not able to do it the right way, it's because you're not ready to go that much weight on your body. So do not stress your body by doing like the wrong kind of movement. You need to strive for quality of movement. That's really important. For fourth ones would be like rest and recovery. Rest and recovery is as much important as your training. I would say like you train your body, that day you would train arm, the next day you would train your back, and I would say like you train your neck the next day. Okay, you've trained those 3 parts. Take a rest. Like let your body recover and build muscle mass, because if you take that energy that your body will need to recover and just work harder with it, your body won't build mass. It will just like stay small, and you won't have like the muscle group that you want. Otherwise, that you want the opposite effect of a good muscle mass built in with hypertrophy, take the time to recover, brother, okay? Please do that for me. For the fifth one, I call it nutrition. I'll keep it simple for the last one, because I've talked enough. I think you heard me enough talking about like this technique that we don't hear about enough. But if you want to still speak with me and speak like if you have more information to ask me or more things, I'll gladly respond to them in my Discord. So I've built like the Golden Scale Empire Discord. So join us, join the community. I don't mind. It's like beginning right now. So I'll keep it simple. For your nutrition, I recommend adding creatine. And creatine is like the income time would be like shortly before doing your training or shortly after doing your training. Then after your training, I will recommend protein, and I don't recommend especially like supplement of protein. Take those if you like to take supplement of protein, but otherwise I would go like with natural protein, like eating meat, and they have like those ratio. You can check on Google. There's a ratio. I might write it in the editing, but like supplement works and protein food works, and eating healthy also works. So go check like I'm not like a nutritionist, but I eat decently at the moment and my muscle mass start to grow again, so it works. I would go like eating like good healthy fats. They call it healthy fat, but like if you eat a steak, there's fat on it. Eat it as often as you can. Like you'll get used to the taste, and if you don't like the taste, put spices on it. I don't care, but eating that will help like with your energy system. Eggs works too, like not especially raw eggs, but eggs in general will help. If you like raw eggs, go for it. For your energy, that will help a lot, like because if you want to do your training, it's important that you feel energized. So healthy fats as often as possible. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I would recommend you to go down below in the description to join my Discord. Otherwise than that, welcome to the Golden Scale Empire, brother. Have a nice one. Bye bye.